What's up, people? Welcome to another lesson of the Lighthouse Church Music Workshop. This is the lesson that ties everything we've been discussing about and learning over the past couple of weeks. And I want to say congratulations for making it this far. I really appreciate it, and I'm sure that this is just the beginning of greater things to come. So, just a quick reminder of the objectives of this workshop. We're doing this just to train, mentor, and pour into aspiring and committed musicians to provide more opportunities for the use of your skills and talents in worship to God, to equip God's people for the work of music ministry, and to build up the local church. So, today we will be learning about chords and chord progressions. But basically, we'll go through a quick review of what we've learned so far so that we can see how everything ties together. Then we'll discuss chords, chord formation, the chords in a major key, and then talk about chord progressions. So by the end of this lesson, you should be able to know how to construct and play chords on your instrument, play different chord progressions, and play basic worship songs in multiple keys, any key of your choosing. Okay, so before we dive into chord construction and progressions and stuff like that, let's just have a quick rundown of everything we've discussed, the basic music theory stuff, and particularly the major scale for now. So this is just a quick recap. We know that the major scale consists of 7 notes arranged in fixed intervals of whole and half steps. So remember the formula we said was tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. So if they say formulate the major scale for key of D or something, you know that when you arrange all the 12 keys and you use this arrangement from tone to semitone, semitone to tone, tone to tone, tone to tone, and semitone, you should be able to get the major scale. Okay, so this relationship, this formula of tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone, it exists in every major scale. All right, so if we apply that to the key of C, this would be our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the octave is just the higher up pitch of 1. Okay, so otherwise you can still call it like your do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Okay, so that's just what the major scale sounds like in music. That's why that is a very popular kind of scale to run through. Even people who sing, they always run through the major scale. All right, in more advanced classes you might learn about different types of scales, but this is the major scale that music is pretty much built on. All right, so just to talk about keys in music again, we know that there are 12 tones between a root note and its octave. So we went through this whole kind of arrangement starting from A. You can start from any point, but if we choose to start from A, we know that there are 12 tones between a root note and its octave. So that means there are 12 keys in Western music. And just to recall that a key is a note around which a piece of music revolves around, or the home base of the song. That means when you're playing music, you tend to kind of come back to that note throughout. Everything is based off of that note. Okay. Let's see if I can erase this. All right, so let's talk about intervals now. We said that intervals are kind of a measure between the distance between two notes in an octave. So if we start, this is the C major scale. Okay, if we want to compare the notes E from C, we say that E is the third, right? Or you can say it's in the third position. Okay, third position of the major scale. So that's what the intervals tell us. Okay, like I said, you can call this degree of scale here just means, you know, the position. It is position in the major scale. So if you take a key C again, for example, and this is the order of which all the notes are written, okay, C would be the root notes, okay, or tonic notes. D would be the second note, E would be the third, and so on and so forth. A would be the sixth, and B would be the seventh. All right. Now let's talk about sharps and flats. We know that sharps raise up any note by 1/2 step, and flats lower any note by 1/2 step. And let's say we are given a major scale. Okay, so a major scale has this formula. One, you know, these are the number of notes in a major scale. So let's say this is C, again D, E, F, G, A, B, and then our octave C. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and someone asked to flatten the third degree. Is this working? So you're asked to flatten the third degree of a scale. So this is the major scale, and someone says, okay, you need to flatten the third degree, and I'll tell you how that comes into play in the next couple of slides. But just for practice, so you look at the third, you know, the notes in the third position, okay, and then you just flatten it. So flatten the third note, so that will become an E flat, right? And if someone says sharpen the fourth degree of a scale, okay, you look at this, and that becomes F sharp. Okay, you can also say, you know, sharpen the fifth degree of the scale, or sharpen the fifth note in the scale. That will become a G sharp in this particular key, in the key of C. You can take any major scale. For example, let's do it on the key of D, so it wouldn't be like I'm using only C, for example. This applies to all keys. So let's take the key of D, for example. So we have D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp. Okay, and now we are asked to maybe flatten the sixth degree of the scale. Okay, so this is a sixth note. Okay, so flatten 6 would be equal to B flat. All right, so just something to keep in mind when we go into the next couple of slides, and I'll just stop here for now, and I'll catch you in the next video.